Yes, greetings, blessings, people. We're here live and direct once again. And you know what? I'm really excited to hear from this great artist. She goes by the name of Da Flame. Already you know that energy is coming. It's going to be fire. With yours truly, DJ Kat, the Kat-a-lyst, right here on the Big Bad Station, arabatradio.com. So without further ado, I've got to welcome this artist, this sister, and of course, all-round energy. So Da Flame, you there?
Yes, I am.
Greetings.
How are you, DJKat?
I'm good. You know what? I was just saying to the listeners that even saying your name brings some different kind of energy.
Fire, yes.
That's
Bring
it.
the heat, yes, definitely.
I love that. So of course, tell the listeners who you are and a little bit about yourself so we can get a flavour of what you're all about.
Sure. Well, as you said before, I do go by the name of Da Flame, aka Lady Flame. So Lady Da Flame, known as the little lady with the big voice.
Nice.
And I have quite a few gospel tracks that I'm known for. God Answers Prayers is the staple and one of the biggest tracks I have. Also, Still the Prior, Have Mercy, and plenty more. So.
Wow. Wow. So I suppose the first question I've got to ask is, what kind of artist are you? How would you describe yourself?
Well, I would describe myself as a musician, just a straight musician. I cover all genres of music, just instill positive messages and positive music and, encouraging music. So the messages stay the same. It's just the delivery might be different, so yes.
And I know you carry many hats, from writing, composing, obviously you said musician, and you're a performer.
Yes.
So, I mean,
yes, ma'am.
Tell us about each of these hats, because I know they must bring something different, but still, it's different but similar at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Well, most of the tracks, it begins with me. My ideas that may come. Sometimes it can be melodies that come to me first, which is the composing side of everything, or it can be words, which is the writer side. So it all depends. Like I might hear a rhythm, and then the words will come. You know what I mean? As I start writing to it, or I might already have a melody in my head or a song, and then compose a rhythm to it.
Yeah.
So, it's like flipping the coin. So,
I hear that. And I mean, I've never composed. I mean, I've listened and I've heard. How is composing? Because it sounds like it could be really difficult to do.
well, yeah, it starts with me. So I would just do, like, for instance, right now we just finished the Lovers Rock album.
Yeah.
And even prior to that, the gospel album we dropped last year. It would start, like, so for instance, I'll have the idea of the track, and then I would lay, like, whether it's skanks, you know what I mean, or, the melody of the music, and then we'll get it, played live. We'll call in our musicians to come and, finish the ideas that we have. So to bring forth the vision of the sound we want to hear.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I know it all starts with yourself, but where does that all come from? Is it a higher being, or is it an idea that you've thought of before, or you write it down? How does it work?
Well, good question. Well, that's definitely a higher being. It's a God-given talent and gift I've had since I was born, because I've been singing from the age of 2 within church. So, and when my family saw that those, the gift that I have, they just worked on it from a young age coming up. So it's just a part of me. You know what I mean? It's just, can't turn it off. It's just a part of me. So I grew up knowing that this is me. This is what I was made to do. And every time I sing, I know that this is like my calling. Definitely. So.
Wow, I hear that 100%. Let's talk about God Answers Prayers, because that's a powerful one. And even the title itself is like calling to you, answer my prayer sort of thing. So tell us about this song. Tell us about this powerful song that's been hitting the airwaves all around.
Yes, so that's actually one of the top major tracks I have to date. It's streamed over 1 billion times. On YouTube, it's over 12 million. It's my most streamed song that I have, and that song came about prior to COVID prior to the whole thing. But when we did end up shutting down around the world is when it really took, over the place. Yeah. It's just a traditional song that came about. We actually ended up writing it because we were working on a reggae album at the time, and we wanted like a sultry type of song to end the track with, similar to like Till Shiloh. Yeah. So, that song came about, and we were like, this is very heavy, so it needs to be, it has to be a project by itself. Yeah. So somehow, some way, it ended up going out through WhatsApp and spreading all over the place before we could even release the track. Wow. So we had to play catch up to God Answer Prayer. I had to hurry up and put my face to it and get the music made properly, because it was just my rough draft that went about everywhere. Wow. So, and to this date, it's the most loved gospel song that I have out there, and it is an original piece. It's all my writing, all my vocals. So it's original.
I mean, how does that make you feel as an artist, but as a human being, that people have listened to you and love what you're putting out there?
I mean, it feels great. I mean, you feel accomplished because, you work hard, and you feel like you're achieving things, once people can recognize that and say, yeah, and especially when they feel the same way about your work that you feel about it. It's a good feeling.
I hear that. And, this next question, I mean, I'm going to ask it. I'm going to ask it. So having such accolades, and, you've reached numbers that so many people dream of, mm-hmm. Have you ever had like an ego or anything like that where you're like, yo, I'm big? Anything like that?
So you mean has my head swollen?
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying that, but I didn't want to say it too tough, but you know what I mean.
I understand. Yeah, I know what you mean. No. The way I feel, like I said, we're just getting started. You know what I mean? We have a lot of work that's left to come out, to the surface, and this is just the beginning. You know what I mean? So we don't even have time for that. We know that we got here by being humble, and by being thankful for what we have, and by putting God first, and that's what we're just going to continue to do. We have plenty of examples of what can go wrong.
Yeah,
so
I hear that.
We're going to do the right thing. Yeah, we're going to do the right thing. Yeah.
I love that. And tell us about your gospel album, Inner Worship, because even that name is like worshipping your inner self. That's what I take from that name. But you tell us about it, because you've got some big bad artists featuring on this particular album. So tell us about it.
Yes. Yeah, so Inner Worship is actually half of a major project that we're working on, gospel-wise. So this is the first half of it. The second half is Highest Praise. We'll be dropping that later in the year. And this one, it features plenty of the big tracks that people love that were out already, along with some new ones they don't know of. Still is another major one that's on that album as well. And it has different sounds. If you hear it, you have some revival style. You have different sounds, of gospel music on there. So you're right, the word or the title of the track really is just saying inner worship. So we worship different ways, you know what I mean? And music, as you know, on a whole can take you on a journey in different places. So with that particular album, there's tracks that you can play when you're rejoicing, you're happy. Tracks that you play when you want to think, you want to be somber and think of what you're going through, and it's all kind of different flavors into that track. But the most important thing is it begins with you. So we wanted to entitle it Inner Worship. You know what I mean? So it starts from you the person.
Yeah, that's a big name. Who came up with that name?
Me and Robon came up with that name, and Robon is my producer / manager. Okay. So
big him up, big yourself up as well, because that's a different name. It's different.
Yes.
And then
it's very unique. Yeah,
100%. And then also you've got a great reggae track called Good Woman. Tell us about this piece.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Good Woman was a track that we dropped prior to the Lovers Rock album, and that's basically saying what the title says. It's just a song speaking about, a woman thinks that she's doing all the right things, and some men out there just don't recognize the quality, in some women, and still end up going out there messing up. So, you know, that's what that song is just basically saying, that there's a lot of good women out there, and that men, a lot of men need to pay attention to that, and, you know, show some appreciation.
I hear that 100%. And I mean, I have to bring this up because I love sound system, and I hear that you're mighty when it comes to sound system dubs. Tell us about this, because boy, I might have to get one from you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm known as a dub queen. Yeah, so I've been in the Clash fraternity for years. One of my biggest dubs was Hello, the dub plate version to that. I did over years ago, and Panta helped to put that one, you know, on the scene. And a lot of sound systems have it within their box. And, you know, since then, you know, we've been called for dubs, and a lot of people, they don't leave us out anytime they go to clashes. So, you know, I'm still doing it, still flipping. As a matter of fact, I just come from doing some dubs now. So, you know, that's a part of me as well.
Wow. And would you say that's a fierce side, or would you say that's fun?
Would I say that's a what? Say that again?
Like fierce, you know, like some dub clashes are mighty hot. Like people are going at it like a fierce vibe. Would you say that brings out more of a fierce vibe to yourself, or do you just love what you do?
Yeah, it's not, well, the thing about the dub world is just being creative. So some dubs, you know, are some hot shots, you know, where, you know what I mean, it can be fierce, and then there's some that are sultry. Like it all depends on how creative you are, because you flip songs that people might be familiar with, and, you know, kill another sound with it. So it's all about like delivery and the lyrics that you place within it. But that's a part of me anyway, you know what I mean? Me as an artist, I love being creative. I love writing. So, you know, that's just a fun part of it. I actually look at that as a fun part to it, you know.
I love that. I love that 100%. But you know what? You know what, sis? I mean, you've said everything as in that sounds great, as in glitz and glamour, as we like to put it. But I mean, what are some of the struggles that you've gone through that we can take from that to hopefully never go through that?
Yeah, well, we all know, I mean, you're a queen, you know, as well, and we know how hard it can be in the business, especially, you know what I mean, for us. And you just have to keep on, especially when you know you have a talent and a gift. You just keep molding it and keep pushing. And it's very important the type of team you have around you. You know, so not just for safety, but, you know, as far as benefiting you as the person. You know, so that's what I can definitely tell someone else. Yes, there's gonna be hardships. A matter of fact, for us personally, that kind of drive us to wear these many hats that we have nowadays.
I hear that.
Because after a while, you know what I mean, you're gonna figure it out, because you're not gonna want, you know, anybody else to slow your process down, or, you know what I mean, or to hinder you from going where you want to reach. So you're going to figure it out. And guess what? That's just going to put, you know, another experience, or put, you know, another thing on your resume that you're doing for yourself. You know, it's going to open you up more to the business as far as that's concerned. So yeah, I would just say, just keep searching, keep informing yourself. You know, you can never stop learning. There's always new ways of doing things, and just keep going.
I hear that 100%. And I hear that you've been in the UK for a good few days.
Yeah, we've been here for a few days since last Saturday.
And how are you finding the cold? Because
it's cold.
It's so cold.
It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't windy in most areas, you know what I mean? Because, but it's cold. I was expecting it to be a little bit warmer this time around.
Nah, ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna. No. UK weather is wild. 1 minute it's like a little bit of sun, then it's rain, then it's wind. It's everything in one day.
Oh, I see. It's kind of bipolar.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. But you know what? Because you are so eclectic as an artist, who inspires you? Because I feel like everybody you've taken a little piece from, especially the big hitters. But who inspires you?
Yeah, you said it. You said it perfectly. I love people. It depends on what, because I love a lot of genres of music. So, you know, we're talking. I love Whitney. You know, I love Patti LaBelle. I love Marcia Griffiths. I love Phyllis Dillon. I love, you know what I mean? It's so many different parts of music. Barris, Bounty. I don't know if it's the Gemini in me, but, you know, there's so many different sides to me.
Yeah.
So So, and because I'm multi-talented in that way, where, I sing, I DJ, I rap, I have so many different sides of me.
Yeah.
So, I love many different artists, Michael Jackson, just to name a few, you know what I mean? Neo, just name a few, and I appreciate a lot of, the different talents that these people possess, within their music journey. So you are right. I do take a little bit from, a lot of the greats that are there. You are correct.
I love that. You know what? And I can hear it in your voice as well, and kind of how you put yourself forward and how you conduct yourself. I can hear that there's greatness coming and more to come.
Yes, definitely.
I hear that. And so I suppose my next question is, how do you take to criticism? Because obviously we all go through it, especially on social media and all these different things. But how do you take to it?
Right. Well, I mean, people are free to cast their opinions, and you just pick the sense out of the nonsense, and you know what I mean? You can't make everybody happy, but you just do the best you can.
Yeah.
And, just try to stay focused on what you're doing. You're not going to know everything, so you're not going to always be right. But at the same time, you're not going to let someone come along and conform you to what they want you to be.
Yeah.
You just be yourself and do what you. But you can pick the sense out of the nonsense from what they come with.
Yeah, I hear that 100%. And I like that line. Pick the sense out of the nonsense. I might take that.
Yes.
I like that
take
stuff.
it. It's fine.
I love that. I feel like that's going to be a song.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to put that in a song somewhere. So what are you working on? What are you working on at the moment? Because I feel like something big's going to happen with yourself. So what are you working on?
Yeah, so we just dropped the Lovers Rock EP. A matter of fact, the number one track on it, which is track number one, the Phyllis Dillon Tribute Medley. It's number one again for the 5th consecutive week. On the New York reggae charts. And that's very exciting. We just dropped the actual official video for that track actually too on YouTube. Please guys go see it, run up the numbers. Just put in Lady Flame RP on YouTube and follow me on Instagram as well so you can be a part of the movement. And right now that song is like, it's just doing, it's running the airwaves everywhere, here, abroad, everywhere, all over the globe. And everyone's loving, the rendition that I did of the Phyllis Dillon tracks, and it's doing very good, and we're gonna follow up with some more EPs later on in the year. So
yeah, I love that. I'm gonna be checking that out 100%. I'm gonna keep on liking it.
Yeah, you're part of the team now, so definitely you'll be on the inside. You'll get to know what's going on.
I love that. So
Yes.
as somebody who loves music such as yourself, why do you think you as an artist are hitting these numbers? What is it that drawing the people to you? If you didn't know, if you was like a listener to yourself, why do you think people would draw to you?
Well, I think because my music kind of connects. I write off of reality, real life situations going on, you know. And what we all face and what we all deal with, I mean, yeah, we have some songs that's about fantasy and all of that stuff, but sometimes you have to bring it down to earth and just talk about reality. And I believe a lot of people connect to my songs that way because they might be going through the same things. And they're like, yo, she's singing about exactly what I'm going through, and we connect those ways. So
yeah, I hear that 100%. And you know what, you bring a great point, is that we all go through similar things, but at that moment in time we just feel like we're the only people going through it.
Exactly. Yes, so, exactly.
100%. So of course, I've got you on here now, so I feel like we have to do you have to do a little something for the listeners. Would you be up for that?
Sure.
Okay, so whenever you're ready and whatever you would like to let the listeners hear, go for it.
Yes. So I'm going to give a piece of God and Surprise, as you mentioned, the leading track, and then a piece of my Phyllis Dillon Tribute Medley. That's my number one track right now on the charts, okay?
Yeah.
So here's a piece of God and Surprise. If you ever feeling down and like you have nowhere to go, if you're feeling like an outcast as your problems overflow, Just remember, there is someone, and all it takes is for you to know is that God is the answer, and God answers prayers. All we see is every weakness, every trial, every mountain and sea, and He sees every teardrop, and He wipes them for me. Just get down on your knees and say, Savior, help me please. Because one thing is for certain, is my God answers prayers. And the next track, if you knew how much I love you, how much I need you, you wouldn't stay away. If you knew you were my one desire, DJKat set my soul on fire, you wouldn't stay away. Yeah, so check out the rest of that track. It's 3 songs in the medley. You can check it out in digital stores. It's entitled Phyllis Dillon Tribute Medley. And it's everywhere. It's on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all your major digital stores.
Wow. First of all, big up yourself. Big up every time. And you know what? The second tune, I was like clicking and rocking because I was like, you know what? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know what, sis? It's an absolute pleasure to hear your success and what you're continuing to do. And I can only hope more and more will come your way.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Anytime. And of course, if you ever need any kind of promotional work, which I'm going to be pushing 100%, or anything like that, please send me a message and I will definitely push that on the radio for you.
Okay, yay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Anytime. And once again, before we go, let the listeners know how they can support you, how they can follow you, book you as well. How can they do that?
Yes. So for bookings, dub orders or whatever, drops, or just to find out any information, contact Rawborn. His number is 1-240-305-6959. That's 1-240-305-6959. Okay, and follow me on all social media networks, especially IG, TikTok, the whole works, Facebook, YouTube especially. Put in Lady Flame RP. So Lady Flame RP, all one word, all right? And thanks so much, and welcome to the team. You're part of the family now.
Yeah, man, I love that. And once again, sis, congratulations for reaching where you're reaching, and just keep on doing your thing. I'm loving it.
Okay, thank you so much.
More love, sis. Bless up. We'll speak again.
All right. You too. All right. Be blessed.
Bless. Yes, people, you know what? It's always an honor and a blessing to speak to such a great artist, Da Flame, aka Lady Flame. Please you go and support her, go and show her some love, and of course check out all her great stuff. It's always a blessing. Keep it locked every time.